Hi everyone, Kenfinity here, and here's my review of First Man, directed by Damien Chazelle. Real quick, starring Ryan Gosling, Claire Foy, Jason Clarke, Kyle Chandler, Corey Stoll, Patrick Fugit, Christopher Abbott, Ciaran Hines, Ciaran, because there's that accent on the second A. Ciaran Hines, Olivia Hamilton, Pablo Schreiber, Shia Wiggum, Lucas Haas, Ethan Embry, Brian DeRoy James, Corey Michael Smith, Chris Swanberg, Gavin Warren, Luke Winters, Connor Blodgett, Lucy Stafford, J.D. Evermore, Leon Bridges, Steve Coulter, Skylar Bible, William Gregory Lee, Sharpie Guillotti, Braden Nash Helms, Edmund Grant, Collie Brown, Claire Smith, Brady Smith, John David Wallen, Matthew Levy, Rodney J. Hobbs, Kermit Rollison, and Willie Rupoli. Great cast, really is. And this film is about Neil Armstrong, and not only about the Apollo 13 mission, but it's really about Neil and his family, and how they were doing all the intense training at NASA with the engineers and with Buzz, Ed White, everyone else, all the other astronauts and everything. And it's really about Neil and his family. You should really see how Neil, was taking care of his wife and his sons, and how his wife is just staying by his side and just making sure that everything's going great with all the, with all the tests, because those simulators. They were put through the ringer with all those things because, this is the first time, they tried to go to the moon. They've been in space, This is the first time being in the, trying to get to the moon and be on a different surface, like a completely different landform. So, there's very extensive tests and, calculations and everything. And Neil, you can tell that he's dedicated, but he just doesn't really show it. He's very stoic, very, reserved, you can tell. But he loves what he's doing. And his wife is by his side, definitely. And his sons are having other kids, And the other astronauts, they have families too. And you can see how Neil is, working with the other astronauts and the engineers and, everyone in the, in the command center and everything, command room and everything, is monitoring everything for all of the tests and everything, and all of the literally all of the missions and everything, all of the launches, oh yeah, making sure that they're safe and everything with every launch. And how the other astronauts, they all had different viewpoints. Of course, they had different viewpoints of exactly how velocity should have been done, how they should have gotten out during the escape pod, like all those different things. Well, not really escape pod, but how they should evacuated one of the one of the testers, one of the test pods, one of the test ships. Like they all had different points of view on those things. And Neil, he just stayed with them and did everything he had to do, and his wife stayed with him. And she goes to NASA one day because it's so close to the launch, right? Neil, they all had to do press, of course. And his wife, tells him, want to make sure he comes back, that his family will still have him and everything. and she talks to NASA. She really talks to NASA. She goes to NASA, and it really is just their story. It's about how much they love each other and how much it's how extensive it was to get all the tests done to get to the moon and everything. It's really well done. I really love how you see literally what all they had to go through, how loud, shaky, the testers were, because this was the first time they tried to get to the moon. So this is the first time for these testing. So they were discovering things as they were going along, but they already been in space before, because with the space race and Russia and everything. But it's just the first time to the moon. So it was really cool seeing how they really accommodated to going to the moon specifically. Like, it was really well done. Oh yeah, I love seeing how Neil is calculating, because he literally is calculating while he's like cold and calculated himself. And he's calculating everything he's done. And you see how much his family means to him. It's not he gets flashes of his family. It's really cool. And the other astronauts are like, kind of say like, I see what's going on. Along with everything else that's going on. So much is going on. Oh yeah, I would like to see a little bit more of Neil, knowing that this is going to be huge for him and huge for his family. And look at him, a little bit more, a little bit more aware of how it's going to, impact him and society as a whole by, going to the moon. So how, everyone's going to, see him, everyone, all the other astronauts, everything. I would see a little bit more of him, kind of preparing for that, by, talking to the astronauts while calculating, talking to his wife and everything more, even more than he does. He does them quite a bit. But just more of like him knowing that this is going to be huge. Well, he doesn't really know how huge it's going to be. Like him knowing that that it's not going to be the same. Of course, Yeah, but you see quite a bit of how he knows like this is going to be different for him. And let's see a little bit more of the other astronauts. Their point of view on certain things that happen. And a little bit more of the engineers and their calculations and what they think about certain things that the astronauts do and what their wives, want them to, be safe about and everything, Yeah, like their reasoning even more, And it was great. I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, it's so wonderful. So wonderful. Yeah. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And these videos will Harris-Kenfinity.